Welcome back to the Microsoft Excel tutorial, Basics of Excel for Beginners, Part 2. Today we're just going to be talking about more advanced functions and formatting styles within Excel. This is where we left off last time. And looking at this, let's say we wanted to know the total price of these items we spent. A way to do that is if you highlight these 4 cells by left-clicking and dragging down, you can see down here it says the sum is $60.27. There's 4 items highlighted, and it even gives you the average right there. We're going to show a better way to calculate this and show this on your spreadsheet. But first, let's add some more information. So I'm going to take a quick second just to add a bunch of other stuff to our list of our weekly grocery spending. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and reformat this like the rest of this. Just kind of like how we did previously, center that. Let's do all borders, and then again we'll thicken this outside border and make all of these the same so it fits on the screen here. Let's do it a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's probably about there. Perfect. Okay. And you'll notice that I misspelled one of these. I meant to say cereal, but obviously it's misspelled. And let's say that I can't remember how to spell cereal. A way to correct my spelling is to go to Review, Spelling, and then it will have spelling suggestions right here. I click on the one that I want to change it to, just hit Change, Yes, and we are good to go. So let's say that we bought candy chips, salsa, cereal, and carrots. We all bought those at Walmart or at Target. All right. So instead of typing in Target the five times, what we can do is just click in this. See this little square at the bottom corner? Just click that and drag it down to where we want, and it'll autofill with that exact input for those cells. Let's go one more. All right. So let's say Walmart, and we can do the same. We'll say Walmart is here. Boom, done. All right, and I'm just going to fill in the rest of this real quick, and I'll be back in a second. All right, welcome back. All right, so here we have some more information. So this makes it a little bit more complicated. Obviously, we can still click and drag down, and it'll still tell us the sum, the amount we have selected, and the average of these items. And we can do that for any numerical value, right? So let's say though we wanted a separate column that just said that already, so we didn't have to look at it. We didn't have to highlight anything. We just could look at it. So let's make a column labeled total. And a way to do that is you could hit equals. So a way to start any function within Excel in a certain cell is to hit the equal sign. So let's say I do 5, and then I can hit plus this plus that, right? And so forth. And then you hit enter, and it'll add those all up for you. But obviously doing plus, that's going to take forever with all these items. So an easier way to do that is to hit equals sum. And then a way to select that is if you just hit tab instead of clicking on it. And then you highlight all of these, and then hit enter, and there you have it. And we can drag this formula across these cells as well. So obviously, it'll sum this up, but it has it in the incorrect format, and it'll sum these up, obviously, which is these aren't a numerical value, so it just sums it as 0. So we can just put a little dash there, or just put NA, right? But we want to change the format of this, so we'll just go back, general number. And then let's make this look a little bit prettier, thick outside border, boom. So here we have the total price of all the grocery items we bought and the amount of grocery items we purchased. All right, and let's say we also wanted to provide the average. So we'll type average here, average there, and do equals, and then type in average, and then hit the tab key, and it'll select the function, and then you can do the average of these, so we know the average amount we spent on each item, and then we can just drag this across as well, and drag this down because this is kind of NA, you know, it doesn't really apply. Let's reformat this and make it look a little bit prettier. Thick border. Let's highlight these because these are kind of this is kind of confusing. Like this is all the same thing. So let's highlight these to make them stick out a little bit better. Let's just make them a light green, and then we can put a little border on the top here. Let's make that a little bit darker green, and then we can make these a little bit of a lighter green, and there we have kind of a better general format. Let's even go ahead and bold this, and that way we kind of have a better idea, better formatting. Makes a little bit more sense. So let's say we wanted to display this information in the easier way in like a graph or something like that. Let's say we wanted to talk about the, you know, what it was and the price. We want to kind of display that. So we highlight those two items, go up to Insert, Recommended Charts, and it'll pop up different graphs that it recommends that we use for the data we selected. So this first option is just a traditional kind of bar graph. So we'll just hit OK, and it'll pop up here. And up top here, you can have different chart designs and themes. I generally like to use this one because it looks cool. Enlarge that a little bit, and here we have our chart. So basically what this is saying is it's giving each of our items and the price at which we bought it. So like we can look at this graph quickly and realize, oh hey, we spent the most money on cheddar cheese. We spent 50 bucks, right? So let's talk a little bit about formatting this graph. So if you double click where it says chart title, you can change the title of the chart. So let's just label it weekly grocery spending. Alright, and then we'll just click out of there, and that's our graph so far. So if we click back on the graph, you'll notice that this area popped up. So just hit X on that, and then you'll see these three little tabs right here. So we're going to worry about this plus sign for now, where it's to add chart elements. So we'll hit that. And let's say we also wanted to add axis titles. So click on that, and then it pops up axis titles. So we could label this dollars and label this items we bought or what, and then this could be the price. But we also want to add different things, like let's say we could do data labels, right? So click on data labels, and that'll go above each graph's bar. We'll see the price each of those items were, to have a more accurate picture. So just going here to chart elements, you can have a better idea of things that you can add and make your graph more readable and easier to use. All right. But let's say we wanted to you know, do a little bit more comparison on what we bought, and we want to do what, the price, and the quantity. So these three items. So let's go again to Insert, Recommended Charts, and then we can have different charts for that as well. So you can just kind of play around with this and look at different settings and kind of make the graph look better and kind of use this information. Alright, so now we're kind of looking at a better idea of our weekly grocery spending. We kind of have an idea of the total we spent, the amount of items we purchased, the average price, the average quantity, which is not in the right unit, which we should change right now. Get rid of some of those decimals. And let's say we decide we don't really care about where we bought the item. Like that doesn't give us a lot of information that we really care about. So instead of just deleting this column, something we can do is if we right click on that column, we can select hide. So that'll hide the column from us. So it's still there, we didn't delete anything, but the column just isn't in our view. And a way to bring it back is just right click back up there and hit unhide, and it'll come right back. So it's a little bit easier. Instead of deleting things left and right, you can just hide it and save it for later in case you want it. All right, the last part we're going to talk about in this video is the copy and paste function in Excel. So we're going to go ahead and copy this whole chart, or this chart that we made. Just hit copy, right click and copy. We're actually going to go to a different one of these tabs that I had created in the previous video. And we're just going to go to this cell C3, right click and hit paste special. So Excel allows you to paste things in a variety of ways. If I were to right click, instead of hitting paste special, I have these options right here. So I can just click this and it'll paste it like how it was formatted. Or I could paste just the numerical values. So it gets rid of the formatting and just pastes the inputs we had. I could do just formulas, right? So down here, it'll save these two formulas that we had, versus as if I were to just paste the numbers, it wouldn't save the formula, you notice. It would just be inputted as 99.72 versus being pasted as a formula where it has the sum of these items. All right, today we just covered a few simple things, more advanced formatting options, paste and copy and paste functions, hiding cells, summary functions, average functions, and just kind of an insight into creating graphs and using more advanced functions within Excel. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was simple and easy to follow along. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Thank you.